So for today, we're going to be doing Dredge. With the release of Strixhaven, Dredge got its best spell reprinted functionally. It's a little bit different. Instead of just being Cathartic Union, which is as an additional cost, you have to discard cards and then draw 3. Instead, you have Thrilling Discovery, which gains you some life. And then, if you want to, you get to discard 2 cards and draw 3 cards. So, functionally, does the same thing if the spell resolves. It's slightly different because they can counter Thrilling Discovery, and then you don't discard your dredgers into the graveyard to then be able to dredge. What is the dredge mechanic? Let's explain it real quick. The dredge mechanic is, instead of drawing a card, you may instead mill the top X cards of your library, where X is the dredge number, and then return this card to your hand. So we have 11 dredge cards in the list. We have Life from the Loam, which is dredge 3. So Life from the Loam says mill 3, put this card into your hand. We have Golgari Thug, which is a dredge 4. So mill 4, put Golgari Thug into your hand. Then you have Stinkweed Imp, which is dredge 5. Mill 5, put Stinkweed Imp into your hand if it's in the graveyard. Now, why are we wanting to put cards in the graveyard? Well, we've got 14 cards that really want to be in our graveyard. Actually, 16 with the conflags. What these do is you have the Creeping Chills, which will deal 12 damage, and you gain 12 life if all of it resolves. Just from milling this card from your library into the graveyard. Then you have Narcomoeba, which says if this card was milled from your library, put it into the battlefield. Bloodghast, which says if it's in the graveyard and you play a land, bring it back from the graveyard. And then Prized Amalgam, which says if a creature enters the battlefield from your graveyard and Prized Amalgam's in your graveyard, put Prized Amalgam onto the battlefield at the beginning of the next end step. What that does, basically, allows you to amass an army of these Prized Amalgam, Bloodghast, and Narcomoebas real quick. And hopefully kill them with either the 3/3s, the 2/1s, and the 1/1s. And between that, the Creeping Chills, and the Conflagrates, this being you get to flash it back for 2 red and discard spells, or discard cards. We get to deal that much damage. Pretty nice. Then we also have an Ox, because that way you can make yourself a nice 5/3, get rid of some cards that you don't need in your graveyard, and then go dredging again because you get to draw some more cards and you discard your hand to do so. And to help the game plan a little bit more, you've got some Shriek Horns here, which say you can tap, remove a charge counter, mill 2 cards. So you mill yourself, ideally hitting a dredge card or something along the lines with Prized Amalgam or Narcomoeba. The mana base got a little bit more tricky with Strixhaven because we went from being a quote-unquote 4-color deck to being a 5-color deck with Thrilling Discovery. I say quote-unquote 4-color deck because you never really cast the blue in this deck. You have the Narcomoebas and you have the Prized Amalgams, but in the 4-color version, you didn't really have a way to effectively cast those. You had 1, maybe 2 lands. Now you've got 3. You've got the Mana Confluence and Gemstone Mines to help you cast either the Thrilling Discovery or the blue. And then other than that, we've got Stomping Grounds, Blood Crypts, Forgotten Cave, Copperline Gorge, and then Sacred Foundry has joined the list, so that way we can cast Thrilling Discovery on turn 2. That's the quick change in the... And then obviously your fetch base changes a bit because now you're trying to get white as well. So that's changed a bit. That's the rundown of the main board. And now on the sideboard, what we've got going on, it's a little bit different than usual. I changed it up a bit. Instead of being 4 Leyline of the Voids, I went 2 Leyline of the Void, 2 Leyline of Punishment, so that way people can't gain life and prevent damage. And then Leyline of Sanctity, so that way we have hexproof, so they can't, target us with things. Lightning Axe is a good way to do it, because it deals with a creature, and then you also discard a card. Nature's Claim here as a great way to destroy artifacts and enchantments. And again, Ancient Grudge here is a good way to deal with artifacts. And then we have 2 two ways to deal with enchantments between Deicide and Mystic Repeal. Mystic Repeal to put it on the bottom in case we've got something that we need to deal with that can't be destroyed, such as the beautiful card known as Heliod. But that's also why we're running Deicide, because it exiles an enchantment. And if the enchantment that you exile happens to be a god card, Heliod's Suncrowned, you then get to go search its controller's graveyard, hand, and library for all of those and exile them. So it's a great way to remove the entire combo from the worst matchup that Dredge has. And then we have a 1-of Blast Zone, because it's a great way to deal with Grafdigger's Cage and the like, because it enters with a counter on it, and then you get to just blow up things on one. That's the quick rundown of Dredge. I say quick. We've been going for a good amount of time now. But I'll see you guys in the leagues, and let's see how we can do. No Once Upon a Time. Alright, first match here has been found. Okay, we sadly did not win the die roll here, but let's see how we can do. Okay, so it's one land, and we've got spells that we don't want in hand. I think Dredge can do better on 6. And would you look at that? Dredge can do better on 6. Keep these, remove Forgotten Cave from hand. This will hopefully give us enough. Problem is we don't have any Dredge cards. Okay, so we're probably facing Valakrak. Stomping Grounds, tapped, pass the turn. Top deck a Stinkweed. Yeah, we've got 2 draws at it. I have a stop in their draw step for some reason. Hey, would you look at that? Nice call there. Cathartic Reunion, discarding Price Amalgam and Stinkweed Imp. Opponent's gonna play a counterspell. They play Remand. That's fine. Opponent misses their 3rd land drop. We'll go ahead and Dredge 5. That's not bad. Cathartic Reunion, pitching Stinkweed Imp and Bloodghast. Then we'll get Stinkweed Imp. Stinkweed Imp. No Life from the Loam. Opponent takes 6. We gain 6. And we get an Archamoeba, which will give us a Price Amalgam. Neat. Dredge triggers. Alright. We only hit for 4 here, but it's a pretty strong 4. What do we have in here? A Thug? Sure. Neat. We'll go ahead and just go to combat. Attack for 4. Damage will happen, and then we'll bring back an Ox. Red, get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Get rid of those. Now we dredge some cards. Stinkweed, Loam. same triggers go back onto the stack. And opponent says they're done. So we hit 4 Creeping Chills there, and then we'd also be bringing back a Narcomoeba and a Prized Amalgam. So they kind of have to deal with it, and they missed the land drop. So Valakut, Stoneforge, Island, and Remand makes me think either Storm, that weird Indomitable Creativity deck. So I kind of like stopping them from gaining life and stopping them from preventing damage. As far as what else am I afraid of? There's no... Blast Zone seems decent if they're running Cage. Axe isn't going to do much. I mean, remanding Cathartic's not an awful plan. It's just since we discarded it as part of the cost of Cathartic, it doesn't matter. As far as what we cut here, is it 2 Shriekhorn, 1 Loam? Yeah, this seems decent. Nope. That's an easy mulligan. See, if we just hit a land, this hand is tempting as all heck. No, we go to 5. Dredge doesn't do well with lands. Yeah, we'll keep 5 of these and we'll bottom the cards that we don't want in our hand. Scalding Tarn, and we'll play out a Bloodstained Mire and pass the turn. Oh yeah, it's a great 5. So Steam Vent's tapped here. Opponent goes for blue. We'll go ahead and try to get the Sacred Foundry. Neat. Play out the Blast Zone. At red, Cathartic Union, pitching Amalgam and an Imp. And are they okay? All right, opponent. I wanted white in case we drew a Thrilling Discovery. A Thrilling Discovery is Cathartic Union 5 through 8. It costs a red and a white. All right. Opponent really likes to remand. Dredge? What did we hit? Stinkweed, life. Okay, we hit a good number of things there. This combat swing for 7. Bolt. Okay. You have bolt number 2? No. Cathartic Union, discard our last 2 cards. Do they have remand number 3? Alright. They finally got value off of their remand. And then they madcap for platinum. And all of our artifact removal is in the sideboard. Okay. Hmm. I mean, we'll go ahead and Creeping Chill to gain some life. They don't change, but we gain life. And then that'll enter. And now we need to take some natural draws here. Trying to find a green source. We've got over 1. No blocks. Next turn we can kill it. Natural draw. Get a Shriekhorn. Okay, so they are through the breach list. That's good to note. They go ahead and opt. They did not like the card. Then it goes back to them. They've got 6. Anger of the Gods. All right. Go ahead and concede. Let's pick up Ancient Grudge and Nature's Claim. Life total can't change. Isn't damage prevention. So get rid of those. Shave on some discoveries. Hope they don't have triple remand this time. Alright, I would love to play first. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. Yeah, we keep the 7. I mean, it's a terrible 7 to keep, but we keep this 7. We will go Stomping Grounds tapped, pass the turn. Steam Vents tapped. Alright. And we might just get to resolve this Thrilling Discovery. Thrilling Discovery. Love to use its ability. We'll discard these 2. We'll go Dredging. Choose which replacement effect. There's no replacement effect, so I have to just cancel. Fortunate. Say yes. Did I conflagrate? Okay. Not terrible. We'll play out the fetch land. Then we'll conflagrate, hit them for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And see if they want to remand this. They do. Makes sense. There we go. We hit Stinkweed Imp. End cards. Okay. Not really doing a whole lot since we only had one Dredger initially. But I think we'll be fine here. Opponent opts. They like the card. That's not good. Madcap, they go get their platinum. Yep. Stinkweed Imp. Unfortunate that we didn't hit anything great there. At this point, we go ahead and get ourselves Blood Crypt because we need the black. Bulgari Thug, pass the turn. I guess I should have done Stinkweed Imp because then they don't attack. I mean, they might not attack either when we have out the Thug, because if they go to attack, we just block. Put Narcomoeba on top. Then they go Misty. Okay. Dredge. I'd like to dredge a Life from the Loam. Would you look at that? We had a Narcomoeba. Go ahead and cast the Stinkweed Imp here. And now we play the waiting game of us trying to draw our Dredge spell. Not Dredge spell, our Ancient Dredge. Yep. How you doing? New lightning? Not new, just changed, and now I don't have a fill light coming from this direction. So it's a lot more moodier lighting. 2 damage, make a treasure token. Alright. So this is that red-blue Prismari Indomitable Creativity deck. It's just, they're running Platinum Emporion. And through the breach? Sure. Show me Emmy. Yep. All right. I'm What do you mean? Oh, spaghetti. Understandable. The real question is, why is there platinum in my spaghetti? All right, starting off 0-1, but not a bad showing for Dredge. I mean, bad hands by me, but I'm not disappointed with the Thrilling Discovery card. Oh, hey, hand is garbage. Got a bunch of land and 2 things that we want in the graveyard. Totally keep, right? Okay. I like this. I like this 6. This bad habit, they're build an entire second EDH deck before you even get to play the first, so I have 2 to play with. And this is stopping me from hitting the buy button. Also, in case he has a few cards that you're trying. Okay. Yeah, welcome to EDH brewing. It's so addicting to constantly just build decks and then realize, oh yeah, eventually I need to pull the trigger and buy. Okay. Is Modern just a bunch? Is Modern just a bunch of control right now? All right, let's see the untapped source. When has it not been? Hogak Summer? Let's go get ourselves a Sacred Foundry here tapped since we already have green. In the healthiest time. You love to pick fights, don't you, Wheels? Just show it to me. Show me your counter magic opponent. Oh, you know. I just love the fact that they're tanking on this like there's an option. Like, let's be real for a second. Let's be real. You don't let this resolve. I guess maybe you think you're playing against some weird jank brew? But there's the Force of Negation and a Supreme Verdict. Okay. Verdict is interesting. They go Misty and get themselves Triome, so it's definitely a 4-color, let me guess. And Teferi. Just end my day. Opponent, I was joking. Oh, they went up though. Said they went up. That's exactly what they needed to do. Okay, well. They're not about to win with Dragon. They don't have a mine yet. Yes, I know. Playing out one creature is stupid because they just bounce it with the fairy and we have to replay it. Or they go up. So what could they have here? Like, the problem is if this is Prismari command, we just lose. Okay. I believe MTGO is on that channel. We'll find out. So we just lose to Prismari command. Not quite, actually, technically. Blue, black, red. Play out the amalgam. 100%. Some people like the sounds MTGO makes. But yeah, Moto's. Okay, so they go with the bounce on the amalgam. In the rainforest. Paper makes these sounds. Copperline Gorge is super awkward. Archamoeba. Counter draw. Okay. Well, we got rid of that counter spell. Now we stopped a fairy from being able to bounce the imp. Because it does not matter if we do anything else. I'm sure you're 100% correct about the sounds. It would not surprise me. I'm watching the desktop audio and it is getting towards the red, which is not where you want the audio to be. But that means that Moto's probably not on the right channel. Because devices. SU, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Moto's going to default, which should be system. But I'll set it to system. Although, let me guess, the fader isn't on system, even though it says it is. Let me guess. I'm a dumb. And fader is attached to game. Whereas system, yep, that's exactly it. You're here for magic. But sounds. There we go. Now it's a lot quieter. Hey, Archamoeba. This draw main. So we could loam again. And then have Conflagrate. I'm assuming this four color control player just has us dead, and we're just waiting to see how they're winning. Flag, blah, 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 blah. That's how you say it, right? Hey, heebie-jeebies. Thank you very much for the resub. Y'all are amazing. Thanks for the support. Into the sounds. Yes, but the loud sounds are never a good thing. We can conf flag for 2. Or we can go there, deal 1. And now if they counter it, they have to counter with exactly force of negation. Or remand. We go and snap force. Snap force it. Okay. Yeah, I can tell that they're a bit on the quiet side now. Because they're quiet to me too. I just need to swap that fader from I need to swap the fader from the game to the system. But that is more of something to do in between the matches. With having 8 audio channels and only 4 faders. Yeah, we'll just take 2. Snapcaster beats are a thing. Mountain. Dredge our life from the loam. Creeping chill. Woo woo. Attack both at Teferi. Try to knock Teferi down. This is... They're missing black for a 5-color Bring Delight list, but I'm taking a guess it's probably Bring Delight list. Teferi goes up one more time. Now we get blue-green, and here comes the Bring Delight to hit... Oh! I was expecting Bring Delight to hit Valky, and then that's how they were going to win. But a Jace isn't bad either. Opponent gets in for 2. Sounds good. This... We'll take a we'll dredge. Okay, now we'll go mine. Blood Gastel trigger. And we can... combat. I'll go 3 at Jace, 1 at them. They have a path. Okay. They go down to 8. We go blue, black, 1, prized amalgam. And we've got a dredge in the yard, so we're good. One's at 8. They only have Teferi and Jace left. They go up with the Teferi. We have 5 on board. Hi. I don't want to say yes, but like they did exile their verdict. If we can hit second conflag, it will be. But we're only looking at 4. And then we need to re-gas up the graveyard. Conflag or we could technically also hit the Ox if Ox resolves. We can't hit Ox. We can. Because we can play a land and fetch to put it into the graveyard and then have 9 cards. We did not hit anything there, though. We're hitting Stinkweed Imp. We'll go like that. Black Red Thug. All right. Then post combat, we'll try to resolve these. They fetch, meaning they have Cryptic. Gonna go Cryptic, tap your team, draw. Snap Cryptic. Even better. I mean, it tells me that they just don't have a lot of gas if they're doing this. They've got nothing in hand, really. They're tapping our team and drawing a card. Okay. Go ahead and bring back those lands. And then we have 2 dredge in the yard. Yeah, we'll go get the Blood Crypt, just that way we have access to black main. And just hold the other loam. They cycle the sandbar. You know, it's nice, but at the same time, it's a struggle. They went up with Teferi. They draw 3. They're trying their best to find an out. Sometimes the optimizer works. Most of the time it doesn't. But sometimes it does. Brennan 6. Down ticks, pings, Narcomoeba. It's a land? Okay. Foils would be my guess. Ring Delight? Omnath. Okay. So this is where we bring in the Leyline of Punishment. And Leyline of the Void, in all honesty. Because they've got Snaps and Ren. This will Dredge 5. We hit any Spicy 5? We hit a Forgotten Cave. That makes Life from the Loam real nice. Forgotten Cave, Mire, Gemstone. This cycle. Dredge Thug. And now we go. What do we hit there? We hit a Thug and Treecorns and such. This tapped. Combat. So the problem is they'll be able to gain life every turn. We don't have a great out to that. Black, red, red, stinky weed. And they fetch, get themselves whatever, gain themselves some life. Then they timely. Okay, so they're just 4-color control. Well, yes, they'll be able... Like, I don't think we're winning from this point. So we dredge 4. We just didn't have a fast enough start against the control player. Leyline of the Voids, come in. Leyline of Punishments, come in. Ancient Grudge, come in. Blast Zone in. This is creatures only. Our enchantments only. That's artifacts are enchantments. So it's just these 5 that we want as far as what we're cutting. Probably shave some number of Shriekhorn. Cut a Bloodghast and an Archamoeba. And then Discoveries, because they probably have counter magic. Discoveries, weaker Reunion. So we hope for a leyline hand. Awkward. Deep, bottom, and amalgam. The reason we're doing this is we'll get stomping grounds and then have either black or white available for us. I guess we lead off on just Mountain Shriekhorn past turn. End of their second main, we go ahead and mill. And I want to stop in our upkeep. We do indeed hit the Narcomoeba. How nice. This, untap upkeep. Mill ourselves. Creeping Chill. Sure. What, does opponent have... Oh, and then we can just pitch our hand. Not necessarily our hand, but pitch 2 cards. They get them into the yard. Sure. This, go get Stomping Ground, shock it in. Red, configurate, target opponent. Hit him for 2. Discard our Imp and Amalgam. Keeping our lands because Blast Zone is nice, and Bloodstained Mire gives us our color fixing. Hit opponent for 1. Opponent's down to 14. Now let's see what they can do. Flooded Strand here. They can fetch for a red. Okay. They don't have a turn 2 Ren and 6. That's nice. Upkeep, we'll mill ourselves one last time. Fun. Opponent's having to read Leyline of Punishment. Can't blame them. Going for the Surgical Extraction on the Stinkweed Imp. Okay. So they are running Surgical. Good to note if there's a game 3. Sacred Foundry. That gives us access to all of our colors. Once we can find them. Take opponent down to 11. They fetch down to 10. They go for field. This is awful for us because we need them to not field us for 2 turns. And they field the stomping ground. Yep, because we don't have more than 1 basic. Upkeep, we draw an Archamoeba. What a gloriously terrible card to draw. Take opponent down to 8. So we're land away from being able to cast Ox. I'm assuming this is something weird. Oh, 3 mana. Archmage Charm, draw 2? Yep. And now they have Cryptic Mana up. So Dredge gonna get beat by Control because Dredge does not have a fun time against Control. I'm assuming that we don't have it here. Strictly from the aspect of they're not even if they let this resolve, it doesn't buy us anything. It's hope that they're so scared of what our 1 card in hand is that they go for the counter. The odds of that happening, though, are slim to none. And now we just basically will be playing the waiting game of them finding a win condition. Cryptic. Yep. Neat. Hit him for 1. Opponent's down to 6. So the creeping chills that we have yet to hit would be lethal, right? Yep. 3 mana Ashiok. Alright, opponent. Do me dirty like that. What do we mill over? Nothing important. Upkeep and we draw. We draw Thrilling Discovery. And at this point, it just reads draw 3, right? No, because we can't discard 2. Opponent is at 5. And they kind of sort of need something like that. Timely makes some 1/1s, and then Hollowed Fountain shocks it in, goes down to 9. They have us on a 6-turn clock. We have them on a 9-turn clock. Yes, they mill us for 4, hitting a Loam, Cave, Gorge, and our second Ox. Go ahead and do red. Put 2 cap. Counters as a way to deal with Ashiok. Upkeep, we draw. I'm betting we can hit a land. Let's risk it. Spell snares it. Okay. Wooded Foothills. Smack opponent for 1. So, what else in here? That. I don't necessarily know if there's anything that we can hit here. Let's see. Yep. Well, they have an Ashiok out. But it didn't matter. Because I'm not paying attention to what the cards that I'm facing do. Opponents at 8. What'd they mill over? A Thug, an Amalgam, and a Conflagrate? Okay. Life from the Loam. Go ahead and blow up Ashiok. Swing for 1. If we can just hit some Creeping Chills. Soul Guide Lantern, they exile. And then they'll pop. And our Ancient Grudge is already gone. Looks like we're gonna be losing to control. Dovin's Veto, Mana Leak. So there's the first of the 3. And there's only and both cons are in there too. So the odds of us winning this are extremely slim. We need to run into just triple Creeping Chill and then not have an answer. Uh-huh. Sure, that's totally doable. Down to 6 we go. Don't have a way for blue mana. Take opponent to 5. Has path. Has path. Play out the loam to force them to pop the lantern. But like I said, we don't have blue sources. So we go to 3 here. Let's see. Opponent just have it all. Oh, it's a fairy. Sure, makes complete sense. And we take 3 and they'll have enough to stop whatever we do. We need exactly runner, creeping chill, and them to not have anything. Well, show me counter magic in your 3 cards. Counter magic was not shown. So you're saying there's a chance. When it goes down to 2, they're dead to creeping chill. That is exactly what we need on the top here. Anything less and we lose. I guess if it's a blue source. What do we have? Do we have gemstone mines? Yeah, we've got some gemstone mines that we could hit. That is not either of those cards. Come on, Moto. Let me see. Unfortunate. Okie doke. With an 0-2 start, we are on the play though. Yeah. It's not great to have the Archamoeba in hand, but with Shriekhorn, Life from the Loam, that's hard to pass up. This fetch and shock for the stomping ground. Shriekhorn pass turn. Wada. They almost... Okay, we hit. And a Thrill of Discovery. Not great. But not awful. We mill ourselves some more. Archamoeba, sure. So no dredgers in the yard yet. But 2 dredgers in hand kind of says you gotta, right? We pitch those. We reunion and go to town. Stinky boy. Loamy boy. Stinky boy. All right. Is that... That's all 4 creeping chills. Okay. And good luck, opponent. I'm pretty sure you're blue-red prowess. How do you beat me gaining 12 life and you taking 12 life on turn 2? Opponent conceded. Yeah, that sums up exactly what happens there. Because then we attack for 1. Next turn there's no dredgers in the yard, but that's fine. We take a natural draw. All right. I like Blast Zone. I like Leyline of Sanctity. I like the Axe. Do I think... What would Prowess be running sideboard for us? I feel like it's surgical what they'd be running. So we'll bring in an ancient grudge just on the off chance that they're running something or not, or if they're running an artifact. Just to cover some of our bases, we'll pitch a reunion because gaining life is strong against blue-red prowess. Shave on an Archamoeba. Shave on an Amalgam. Ox probably isn't happening too often, so we'll shave on one, shave on a Conflag. And then a Loam? No, a Shriekhorn. Make it 2 Shriekhorn and bring back in an Amalgam. So I will give opponent some slack. We would have had 1 less health than we would. They just forgot to play a land on their main phase 1. Yeah, you'll have to make cuts like that. No polar bear, winter orb. Sadness. I mean, it's not bad art. As long as you know that the card is counterspell. I mean, why would you? If you didn't play whenever that card was made. But you did. You have Chronicles. We've discussed this. I'm actually surprised. Well, you probably owned a counterspell and might have sold it out when you bulked out. Because counterspell is bulk. Opponent's taken a good amount of time to decide if they want to keep this hand or if they want to be on the play. So there's better 6. Because the problem is if we're stuck on 1 land, we're stuck for forever. Up a game 1 land or hit the dream. I mean, that's what we did. We just hit the dream here. Bottom that card. Opening actions, Leyline of Sanctity. Have fun, opponent. Okay. Shocked in Sacred Foundry. Keep, and then we hit that. All right. Bloodstained Mire pass the turn. Inspiring Vantage. Rest in peace. Okay. Both players playing hard mode. Only game over until we hit our blast zone. And that's why you bring in blast zone, because they might have something that you're just not expecting. Because I thought blue-red prowess. Obviously, this is not blue-red prowess. Fetch. Go get ourselves Blood Crypt. Upkeep, we draw Arid Mesa. That's not terrible. Mountains say go. All right. Oh, they have the Wear Tear. All right, opponent. Brought in Wear Tear. Moist Naya Prowess. I believe it. Okie doke. 15-13. Lava spikes us down to 10. So this is burn, not prowess. So they've got 2 spells left. Stomping Grounds tapped. Black, red, red. Stinky Boy. All right, Swift Spear. Upkeep, we draw Shriekhorn. Okay. Blue, black, 1, Amalgam. I like holding the Amalgam back. Shriekhorn, and we're going to mill them. All right. Get rid of a Wear Tear and an Islet. Second Swift Spear. Two in hand. All right, hit an Eidolon and a Skullcrack. Mana Confluence is a bit of an awkward land. Black, red, Thug. Opponent will have to double block plus pump, or just take 3 and go down to 12. That's a Goblin Guide. Go ahead and fetch yourselves our Sacred Foundry. Okay. Combat, go ahead and swing with the amalgam. Opponent does not want to have to group block and trade. Go ahead and mill them for 3. Get over a land and a blaze. Pretty great. Blue, black 1, press amalgam. Pass the turn. Opponent finally plays a land. And if they have double blaze, they get to blaze the imp and the amalgam, swing. Then we have to block a swift spear, and we're dead. If their hands double blaze, we lose. All right, their hand isn't that. Narcomoeba. Swing with an amalgam and a stinkweed imp. Got it down to 4 packages instead of 44. That's pretty good. Go ahead and blue 1 Narcomoeba here. Gonna hold the confluence. Opponent is at 5. Hmm. 3 cards in hand for burn. If we swing out, they block here, take 2, go to 3. They'll have us dead to the crackback if they have spells. Hmm. And they hold. So if I swing with everything but the thug, they have to block both of the amalgams. One deck box package. Swing like this. They have to block both amalgams. Or they've been holding spells for the longest time. They fetch for a mountain. Blazes me. And a amalgam. Jumps the other amalgam with a goblin guide. Searing Blaze 1, doing 3 and 3 to the imp. Okay. Meaning they're going to be able to pump again. So they did just have double blaze, like we said. Oh, no, they had blaze plus skull crack. Now they block with a 3/4, block with a 3/4, take 1, go down to 3. We're at 3. And we have to play out a blocker. Hope to rip Creeping Chill off the top. Or they just have Lava Spike. Cool. All right. Game 3, claims and repeal. Get in here. Oh, honestly, we could bring in the Deicide. Like the ley line. Axe is a bit less now that we know that it's burn and not prowess. Well, Axe wouldn't have been bad in that specific board state. And we know it's burn, so burn doesn't have artifacts. We know that they're on the rip plan, so we can take out the Ancient Grudge. We just need to cut 1 card. Yeah, we'll cut Loam. Now we've got a lot more than just 1 out. Do a rest in peace. And is awful. And much better. A bit on the awkward side from the fact that we don't have any dredgers to be discarding. But doesn't necessarily mean much when we have a blast zone. Keep bottom of the cave. It's the worst of the lot. One up mulligan to 5. Down to 4 they go. Down to 3. Come on, it's not that hard. So burn on 3, dredge on 6. We don't have any dredge, but we do have a decent amount of things. Lead off on that, since it's the 1 land that would cost us damage in our hand. They go Vantage. Guide? Okay. What do you show us, Mr. Goblin Guide? Guide reveals a Thug. Fun. Actually makes our next turn pretty good. Down to 18 we go. Upkeep, and then we draw the Thug, and now we go this, and we go white, red, Thrilling Discovery, gain ourselves some life. Use the ability, pitch, Conflag, and Thug. Dredge 4, no replacement for the other 2. Unfortunate, but then we've got a pretty killer hand next turn. Okay. Not great, but not awful. Feels cathartic reunion. Okay. Upkeep, we draw. Cathartic, pitching both the imps that we drew. And dredge a bit, dredge a bit, dredge a bit. Not the best dredge in the world, but with their start here, once we clear this board, we'll be pretty good. Hit both the Swiss Spears with this conflag, or we can't cast the Loam yet, which is sad. Reveals a Stinkweed Imp. Okay. It's a card. Down to 16 we go. Placement effect of the Thug. And Ox. Sure. Red, red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do that. We'll be getting some prized amalgams back. And then we're going to be dredging. Okay. Yeah, we're going to dredge 15. Probably. And with that, Dredge gets a match. And we go 1-2. Let's see if we can't end this on a positive note. So, like, it's not that great of a hand here, but it does have one dredge, it has an ox, and we've got... We'll try it. Here, last on Gruel midrange. Be interesting. We will go Stomping Grounds, pass the turn. No, they had a basic forest. Cathartic, pitch, life, and conflagrate. Blood. Yeah, well, luckily we can fix that by discarding guards. Blood Moon would be real good against us if we didn't already have the conflagrate and the ox. Problem is we don't have a lot of dredge here, so we might miss and flood out. We're hoping that there's at least one more dredge in the top 3. Opponent is in the tank about this. And I'm kind of curious as to why. They're red and green. I mean, I guess they're thinking about what their next play is, but they can do that on their turn. Their computer broke. Maybe. Unfortunate. But we did at least hit the Narc Amoeba into a prized amalgam. Red 1 stomp. Sure. Be my guest with that stomp opponent. We have a tap 3/3. And Blood Moon. That they go get a forest, and then they play this Blood Moon. And we get to be in her. They got a mountain? Okay, pillage. Don't I draw and discard? I mean, that's an option. I don't think that's what we do. I think we pay the life. Unflag them for 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go 5. Leave ourselves with 2 lands. Red, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doing it like so. And we'll have oxes and whatnot. Hit opponent for 3, take him down to 11. And it'll be their go. Arn, the Great Creator. Show me the Tormod script from your sideboard, bud. I was joking. I was joking. I deserve it. But I was joking. Why am I getting to do this? Okay. I mean, they got rid of more cards. But, like, it was a pretty bad dredge. And now I get to have a resolved Stinkweed Imp? I need to tap those lands differently. Go ahead and hit Karn there. Make it so that way they can't do silly things. Now I hit them for 4 a turn unless they have, like, Utopia Sprawl. They name red. Stomping Grounds, Shocked in, and they have 5. Don't they keep it tapped? Have 4 to their name. What do you get it for? A Pyromancer. Pitches Pillage. And they have 2 2 and 1/1s. Upkeep, we draw. That's not a great draw for us. But at this point, it's 4 versus 4. They can jump block. Go down to 10. What'd you find? Probably nothing since they're casting the Bone Crusher from exile. And then they're getting in with the Arbor Elf. Okay. So if we swing with the Amalgam and they block with the Pyromancer, they can't make more tokens this turn. We'll hold the Amalgam back. Just get in for some chip damage in the air. The reason we're holding both of the lands is in case we draw Cathartic Union or Thrilling Discovery, we need things to pitch. Blood Moon, sure. I'm sorry, opponent. Did you think I cared about my mana base? Let's go ahead and mill ourselves during the end of second main. We hit an Amalgam. Do it again. We hit a Confluence into a Thrilling Discovery. Then we hit a Life from the Loam. The perfect amount of heck off. Get in for one. They swing with the Bone Crusher. Go ahead and block. Make them have more Grave Hate main board. They stomp us, sure. And then they replay Bone Crusher, sure. Upkeep, we mill ourselves. Hey, that's an Archamoeba. Not only is it an Archamoeba, it's also a Dredger. Nice. Happy days ahead. Yeah, and the Stinkweed Imp. Like, it's unfortunate that we can't pitch our hand because all of our... Like, we only have 2 Cathartic Unions left. But we making zombies. Opponent's at 6, so we have him a 2-turn clock in the air. So they have to hold back Pyromancer and the Elf. If they want to hit for maximum damage. Upkeep, draw, we dredge 5. Would you look at that? That's a creeping chill. Want to concede, opponent? Because that's 3 in the air plus 3 right now. There we go. All right. Hansa. Pretty sure it's just claims and repeals. Like, we don't really want to be hitting any of their things with the axes. Ancient Grudge doesn't do much. Blast Zone doesn't answer a lot. I guess if they're running Magus of the Moon, we might want the axes. But I think most lists aren't on a split. Shave there. Shave on Discovery, because we're really not going to be able to cast that card under a Blood Moon. They don't have a great way to deal with those flyers. We can deal with a Thug pretty well. Let's take out a Thug, bring in an Axe, just so that way we have Axes and Conflags to deal with Mages. 3 ways to deal with Mages, 4 ways to deal with Blood Moon. Feel that's decent enough. Hands gas. Almost like it was missing something. Keep bottom the Narcomoeba. Let's say done. A Utopia Sprawl. A red. Understandable. This might be a turn 2 moon. Nature's Claim off the top. That is not a Nature's Claim. We are going to fade like we have our Nature's Claim. Second Utopia Sprawl. Dang. There's the moon. Cathartic Union pitching Loam and Blood Crypt. And then, of course. Okay. This is a decent enough hand here. The Bloodghast will come back, and then we get to Shriekhorn. Six sounds busted. 3 and now Pyromancer. Village. Okay. Keep, we draw that. Bloodghast, say yes. Shriekhorn. Pass turn. Alright. Bloodbraid Elf cascades into Harbor Elf. Harbor Elf is good. I'm gonna ping the Bloodghast. Kinda, sorta, exactly what I was hoping they'd do. So now they do this, and we axe their pitching conflag. second main, mill ourselves. Upkeep, mill ourselves some more. Pretty sure I see second conflag there, which is not great. Creeping Chill, sure. 21 to 14. We draw. Well, that's a great draw. I really dislike Renin 6. Okay, red. Pitch those. Play our land. A Bloodghast trigger. Say yes. And we have ourselves a 2-1. Villages the Shriekhorn. Leaves us a land, though. They have 1 card in hand. We have 0 cards in hand, but we've got dredgers in the yard. Okay. Not phenomenal, but not awful. Bloodghast can't block. One wants to take this trade, we'll take this trade. Bloodbraid Elf cascades into Utopia Sprawl. Sure. It's their forest. The name Green. Yep. We take 3. No ox in the yard. Still no ox in the yard. On flag, a hit for 2. Yeah. Discard both of our loams. Get rid of the Bloodbraid. We've got 35 cards left, with oxes being an option. Loam, there we go. Narcomoeba's found. And say go. All right. Have them on a 2-turn clock, unless they play something here. 4 mana anger. Okay. Not a bad anger. And then a relic. That hurts. Target player exiles a card. Okay. Exile Cathartic Reunion. Dredge hit Creeping Chill, and they pop the relic. All right. Relic is popped. Would love to use Creeping Chill's ability. All right. We no longer have a graveyard. Neither do they. We've got 1 card in hand. We can't cast these Life from the Loams. That's fine. Hey, there's a Mystic Repeal. Nice. I mean, we're Dredge. We need things in the graveyard. What's the card that they've got in hand? Probably Second Blood Moon? Cathartic Reunion, pitch the 2 Loams. Dredge replacement number 1, Dredge replacement number 2, Dredge replacement number 3. We hit 1 Creeping Troll out of all of that. It's sad. Go ahead and dredge 5. We hit the Narcomoeba. Opponent's real happy that they keep drawing lands. Now we get both these amalgams back and have them on a 2-turn clock. Pyromancer draws 2. 4 mana Karn. We have 1 more Creeping Chill. Worm Coil Engine is played. Okay. And our 1-axe and conflags are in the yard. We can dredge half of our deck away. We hit Narcomoeba and that's it. All right. So attack Karn, so Karn can't go down. Did we board out a Bloodghast? We did not. So dredge 4 here is pretty tempting. Or dredge 3, technically. Arbor Elf, sure. And a Clothis, nice. Goes down, grabs. What do we hit? Gets the relic. Was not expecting them to keep relic in the board. Swings with Worm Coil. Damned if I do, damned if I don't. I'll go ahead and concede and move on to game 3. Bring in the ancient grudge. Take out. Take out a discovery. Run it back. Would love to play first. And it does not have land. Sure, keep this, bottom the creeping chill. Lead off with a streak horn, hope to find some things. Bottom that. Upkeep. This, you, blah, blah. Pass turn. Utopia Sprawls. Sure. Hey. The beautiful two. And then we hit a dredge card as well. Just in case there was any question about insult to injury. And we hit more dredge cards? Yes, please. Cathartic Union, Pitch, Loam, and Archimedes. Dredge 5. Dredge 4. Dredge 3. Creeping Chill. Nice. Attack all. When it goes down to 10. Stomping Ground, Shocked in. Pyromancer. Okay. Pitching Elf and a Heath. Kill ourselves 2. We hit a Creeping Chill. Sounds good to me. Opponent's down to 5. Draw. We draw Bloodghast. Well, that's interesting. So we've got enough to do 2-1-1, right? Yep. 2-1-1, any number. Red, red. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do it like so. And with that, Dredge will beat. Rule mid-range. In case they have some force thing. We'll swing for 4. All right. 2-2. Not bad, not bad. Man, if one of these was one of our 8 cards that we need, that hand would be great. Okay. Dredge, I really don't like you doing this. Down to 5 we go. Everybody believes. Why? All right, we'll keep 5. We'll bottom Archimedes and I guess it's bottom Narcomoeba and an Ox. Because worst case is if they're a hand disruption deck. Arbor Elf. Okay. Really don't want to have to do this matchup again. It's not fun. Arid Mesa pass turn. Yes, they fetch. Okay, so it's not that. Is this Heliod? Nope. It's Elf. Always bet on streamer. Have fun fixing shower curtain. Those always break at the randomest times. This, blah, blah, blah. Not bad. Did somebody say let's go dredging? 1 dredge effect, 2 dredge effect, 3 dredge. Only had a creeping chill. Okay. But then we have an Ox and a Conflag. That'll be nice. I'm a bit concerned as to what the Elves player can have here, as seeing they've got Cocoa mana up. Utopia Sprawls still has Cocoa mana up. Name's white, green, white, green, white. Guess we're hoping that they don't have a Zuri. Acid Moss. All right, opponent. I see you. I get in for 2. Opponent's running some spice. Creeping chill, say yes. 3 go there, they go there. Hopefully this Wooded Foothills can hit a land. Okay. We'll do Stomping Ground, shock it in. And then go Conflag. 1, 2, 1. Oop. Okay, red, red. Ditch our hand. And they're at 9. We're at 18. Hope we get 1 turn here with both of our lands. Basically hoping that they don't have second Acid Moss. Or Pillage. Well, they don't have red. Upkeep Dredge there. Narcomoeba will hit. Sounds great. Prized Amalgam. Red, red, Ox. Getting rid of Shriekhorn, Shriekhorn. Reunion, 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 reunion. And I guess fetch land, fetch land. Exile some cards and do some things. 5, 10. 15. One creeping chill was found. Wow. One creeping chill was found. They're dead on board, though. All right. So I have no idea what they're running white for. And as far as I can tell, it's just a ramp list. So creature removal's not terrible. Enchant removal doesn't seem like the worst. But I don't want to overboard. Next turn, by the way, is just going to be Dredge Life from the Loam. And then go to combat swing. If they have a way to deal with all of our creatures, then we go Life from the Loam, get back lands, play the Bloodghast, and that'll hopefully be enough. Boop, 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 boop. Snow-covered plains. Skyclave Apparition. Sure. Hits the Amalgam. Sure. Gives themselves a blocker and they're dead to these Amalgams coming back. The aspect of this, and then we dredge a Life from the Loam. So that way we can guarantee ourselves a land drop. Pick up 3. Land for the turn. Bloodghast triggers. Just in case they have double Path to Exile. This way. Okay. Even with double path, they take 5, go down to 1, and they lose their apparition. Okie doke. I have absolutely zero idea what opponent's doing. As far as I can tell, it's a green-white value town. With a ramp. Like, cards don't seem awful in this matchup, but at the same time, blinking ephemerate shenanigans? Possibly. Because the 3-mana elf had an ETB draw a card. Skyclave has a good ETB. Yeah, it's probably value town with ETB stuff. Sadly, we don't have a way to deal with ETBs in our board. Maybe. But we'll bring in the Blast Zone, the Ancient Grudge in case they have artifacts, and then Axes. Just because we'll shave on 2 Discovery here because it's the weaker of the 2, and I don't feel that we need all 8. Nature's Claim over Grudge. That is true. White does have lots of enchantments. So Flame's fine. Now we have to shave a lot. We'll shave all the acorns. Now we need 1 more. Probably Life from the Loam. Sure. Let's try running it like so. Easy mulligan. It's an awkward keep if we do keep. Because it requires hitting decently for our draw for this Thrilling Discovery. I think we can do better at 5. Much better. We'll put mountain and conflag on bottom. There you go. Windswept. Crack the windswept. Shocked in, and then an elf. Bloodstainmire, pass the turn. This will get ourselves a Sacred Foundry. Don't have turn 2 rip. Like, we have an answer to it. It's not in our hand. Utopia Sprawl, sure. Name's white. Sacred Foundry tapped. Upkeep we draw. Not a bad draw. Do this. Pay 2 life. White, red, Thrilling Discovery. Use its ability. Pitch both loams. And go a Loman. Okay. Not great, but not awful. Okay. There's the Acid Moss. It's a Temple Garden. And then has 1 mana available. Goes for Forest. Upkeep we draw. That's a pretty good draw, actually. Red, red, Ox. We have to keep 1, basically. We'll keep our Forgotten Cave. Oh, nope. It's all of them. Oh, yeah, because the Ox itself can exile itself. Ox, pitch our hand. Dredge 5, Dredge 3, Dredge 5. Stack like so. Yes, and the Narcomoeba. Get ourselves 2 prized amalgams. And drain. Pass the turn. Field of Ruin, huh? Could take us off of green. Is so pleased. Okay, tap the Field of Ruin. Earn Timber Symbiosis. Sure. Look at the top 7, make a 5/5 ooze. Okay, ooze is pretty good. Little on the problem side for us there. Eats the conflag from the yard. Upkeep, we can dredge. Sure, we'll dredge a life from the loam. Creeping chill has been found. Say yes. Okay, and then we hit blood gas bug. Yeah. Looks pretty good. Turn them all sideways. Blocks there takes 9. Goes down to 2. Can't eat anything before we get to return everything. Can do that. Play out a gemstone mine. Blood gas triggers. Say yes. One in sat 2 has 2 cards in hand. Wrath of God? Wrath of God doesn't save you. Because Bloodghasts have haste. Hornet Queen? Yeah. Whatever their list is trying to do, it looks pretty sweet. But Dredge gets to do Dredge things sometimes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have enough to just hardcast a turn timber? Are they going for Coco? Coco try to hit double Skyclave to be able to exile 2 things? You exile both the amalgams? Exile both of those. You can block. You lose 1. Primal command, gain 7. Put a card into your hand. Okay. Hornet Queen is what they revealed. You can make 4 mana? Skyclave eats an amalgam. Yep. They have 9. They can block that. They take 5. So, Conflag in our dredge? What we're hoping for? Did we board out Conflag? Nope. Okay. So it is quite possible here. And didn't find it. Double creeping chill. That's another option. Turn them all sideways. Like that in the chump. Yep. And they take 5. We go down to 4. We make ourselves a 3/3. And we still have a loam in the yard. We have loam and thug. They'll be able to eat everything. So let's play out an imp from the aspect of make it so that way there's still lots of threats on our side that they have to deal with that are on board. Make their death touch tokens not too scary. Yeah, eat the thing. But yeah, we could also just hit double creeping chill at some point. A hard cast Hornet Queen. Make 4 1/1s with flying and death touch. Key problem for us being death touch. They tapped out to do that. And now they can eat one thing. They choose to eat the thug, gaining them 1 more life, putting them to 6. All right. Here's where we need to hit something on this dredge. That'll do. Will it? Cancel for now. Hit OK. Begin combat. Swing out. Chump. Chump. They have to chump all. And it does not matter if they chump all because we have life from the loam. Fun. Yep. End of combat. And now we just go life into... Yeah, life into conflag. For 6. Opponent can't tap out. Red, red. And ta-da! Valiant effort by opponents. We go 3-2. Congratulations to those who made their predictions. All right. So, how does Dredge feel with 4 more Cathartic reunions? Basically the same as it felt with 4. Except this time now we're even more consistent. And it gives us a card that we can cut. We either cut one of the... We either shave on some of the Cathartic reunions or shave on the Thrilling Discovery based on the matchup. And then you still have your nice strong core. It's not bad. We struggled a bit in those first couple of games, but those last 3, we did pretty well. 3-2 with Dredge overall. Hard to complain. And with that, we'll see you guys in the next video. Hope you enjoyed.